This week, Toronto police arrested more than 90 people, laying 186 charges as a result of raids on Toronto area pot shops, where marijuana and various edibles were sold. But you're thinking, wait, isn't the Canadian Liberal government legalizing marijuana? Well, they are. I did a story on this last month. Canada finally announced when it plans to introduce legislation to legalize marijuana. But it's not legal yet, which has opened up this gray area where eager pot shop owners say they are providing an essential service for patients who rely on the drug. City staff, however, say only sellers licensed by Health Canada, operating from an industrially zoned area and distributing their product through the mail, can operate legally. While Toronto police look to make headlines with flashy visuals of raids, Vancouver has taken a much more level-headed approach. Since Vancouver's number of pot shops started growing 2 years ago, police have adopted a policy of raiding the illegal stores only if they are caught selling to minors or doing business with organized crime. BC-based lawyer Kirk Tousaw, who was also at the Toronto Police News Conference, said Toronto's actions will result in massive legal bills for taxpayers. Any criminal charges faced by pot dispensaries would face a tough fight under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, he said, as would any charges laid for violating the city's zoning bylaws. And these raids are even more insane when you take a look at the science that's been done on marijuana use. According to one frequently cited study, a marijuana smoker would have to consume 20,000 to 40,000 times the amount of THC in a joint in order to be at risk of dying. And the stats back it up. No one has ever died from smoking marijuana. A large study looked at 65,000 men and women, aged 15 to 49. Over 10 years, marijuana users died no sooner than non-users. The second study looked at 45,000 Swedish Army conscripts. They were 18 to 20 years old when asked about marijuana use. 15 years later, the marijuana users were just as likely to remain alive as non-users. And since marijuana smoking can't kill outright, there's no such thing as fatal marijuana overdose. To put this in context, more people have died from drinking too much water than smoking marijuana.
In January 2007, FM 107.9 enticed contestants to drink and retain huge amounts of water. 28-year-old Jennifer Strange was determined to win a Nintendo video game system for her family. She came in second. She became ill at the radio station, drove home, and died of water intoxication.
In fact, while doing research for this story, I had heard that one person had died from drinking too much water, only to discover that it's actually happened more than once. It's happened 14 times. So I guess we should crack down on the consumption of water. I mean, Flint, Michigan's doing it. Too soon? Look, are these pot shops breaking the law? Technically, yes. But so is singing happy birthday in public, jaywalking, and in Toronto it's against the law to swear in a public park. So where are the crackdowns, bitch? In fact, the Toronto-based publication Now Toronto has posted an article listing some of the things Toronto police care less about than pot shops, including cars parked in bike lanes, the charter rights of black people, the charter rights of white people, and everything Rob Ford ever did. There are a lot of ridiculous laws that get ignored by police, and considering the science is in on how harmless and helpful marijuana is to a great number of people, it doesn't make sense to try and enforce this one. If we want a society that actually respects our police force and our government, then they need to stop insulting our intelligence and focus on police work that actually benefits the communities they serve.